Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dash. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Become a member, join Patreon, and rate that DTH domain name. So there's a couple of things to go over today. We actually have a lot. Despite me doing a live stream this morning, in the last 9 hours, we've had a whole bunch of things happen. So we'll start off with the price of OMI. My new whale did go and get another million OMI. So the new whale's been really interesting. He bought all sub 100 Incredibles and he bought a sub 100 Marvel Mighty today. We'll get into the Marvel Mighties in a second, but then he did also buy another million OMI. He's at like 21, maybe almost 22 million right now. So he said originally the goal was to be at 25. He's almost there, but I think I'm going to push him to try to get 50, depending on how long we stay down here for. It's really not a bad time to get. It's at 000579, so just under 0008. We are down about 1.2% on the day. It is only 755,000 in volume, so there is not a ton. I think the market in general is down today. Bitcoin's down under 30, down about 0.4%. XRP's finally down for a day. It's finally down 4.3%. You can't just go up for 4 days in a row and not have a down day. But aside from that, things seem okay. Cardano down 3.5%, Solana down 4.5%. But for the most part, the market, like I said, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Lido staked, and Dogecoin are all plus or minus less than 1%. So not crazy movements in the market. There was going on to the Veve and OMI and all the rest of the stuff, there was a Feesh swim up. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go and take a look and see what happened with that, but there was some new Feesh news. If everyone knows, comment down below what the Feesh news was. I unfortunately was not there. I did not win Powerball. The Powerball ticket sold in California. The over $1 billion jackpot. Mega Millions is still going on, so you still do have a chance to win that. That is 720 million, I think. The winner of the Powerball, after taxes and everything, received 500 million. Jesus. Okay, so I guess the Marvel Mighties today, they had they had grossed fudge. Sorry. They had grossed 18,000 today. Veve did extraordinarily well today. So they grossed 18,000 from the Marvel Mighty. They had grossed over 30,000 from the poster drop. I got both of them. I got the Marvel Mighty and the poster drop. And they grossed another, the money doesn't even matter, $6,300 from the new Venom poster. I'm sorry, the new Venom comic. It's kind of an Amazing Spider-Man 252 situation where there's only 1,000 of them. They're all commons. Or there's only 1,000 of them. They are all commons. That's similar to the Uncanny X-Men number 64, the way they're all commons. Uncanny X-Men number 64, that's around 800 right now, and that is quite a bit scarcer than this. And the Uncanny X-Men number 64, not only is it scarcer, but it goes for a lot more in real life. Like in real life, you have them at like a 9.8 go for about $2,000. For these new Lethal Venom comics, they go for about $100 in CGC 9.8. So they're not a ton, but that being said, it is a key comic, and the reason why there's super low amounts on these, or super low price points, is because there are an unlimited amount of those comics in the real world. Where on Veve, there's only 1,000 digital copies, so that's why I think it's going up. People were selling these at like $50, and I was like, what are you guys doing? I did happen to get one. I did get super lucky over on the... I did get super lucky. I was just at the gym in between sets. I was like, oh, what is this? What is this? Smash that buy button. So I smashed it, and now we have a price point, or at least the floor on the Lethal Protector of $289. I sold a little too early, and I sold at 200, but yeah. Speaking of things I need to sell, I do need to go and sell this Luke Skywalker rare number 47. It's 1,100 gems. If anyone wants to buy that, I will owe you dinner. I'll owe you a beer. I'll owe you wherever. In fact, for however long you hold that, every single event that you go to that we are in the same, I will buy you dinner and I will buy you a beer at every single event that I see you at, as long as you have that. Show it to me. Anywho, so some little utility there for it. I have to keep track of these utility things. Be advised, the other utilities that I've been giving out is if you have a gold and silver logo, they already have a lot of utility. I'll go over that in a second. But for the one I'm giving it, if you are anywhere near the hot dog cart people, you get a free hot dog every day. So it's just something that's fun. And then on top of that, you also get something, they haven't announced what it is yet, but on Saturday at the after party, they will be doing some Veve gold and silver logo utility. That was really cool. And speaking of gold and silver logos, the minute they announced more utility for that, which I knew they would. David was on my stream a couple months ago, and I asked him, hey, is there going to be additional utility outside the stuff you gave us last year? And he said, yeah, we haven't announced it yet, but we will. And then when they announced that today, I got another one. So yeah, that is one of the big purchases I was looking to make. So that's my announcement there, is just another Veve logo. I will go out and do another big purchase. I do need that rare Luke number 47 to sell. As soon as that sells, I'll be able to get another big purchase. And then after that, I'm done buying Veve NFTs for a while. You won't see Randy Chavez buying anything unless it's like another Marvel Mighty. We should get 2 more Marvel Mighties this year. We should get a Marvel Mighty for the Marvels movie out in November, and we may or may not get one in October for New York Comic Con. I really, really like these. Speaking of which, the first day of San Diego Comic Con is absolutely bananas. Not only do we get 3 separate drops today, one of which being a surprise, and that's what I love about Veve. It's fun, and that's rewarding collectors. That's like intimacy between that relationship between collector and people, the company that gives them out. It's not. There are some things. Let's say like the Marvel Mighty set, the previous one we got before Adam Warlock. If you had enough money, you could buy the entire set and make sure to get that Rocket Raccoon airdrop. Not everyone can do that. You could be a collector as hard as much as you want. You could never flip. You could only buy. But some things are really relegated to just people that have money. They are really only for people that can afford to buy a whole set or can afford to do X, Y, and Z. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter how much time you spend on the app. It doesn't matter how much of a hodler you are. Sometimes you just can't get what you really want. So today, it was just random. I just happened to be at the gym, and they went and did that with like no notice. There was like 3 minutes notice. So I love that Veve really does that. I just thought it was really cool. Anywho, moving on from there. We got a couple of other things to go over. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, between the poster, 30,000, 18 on Mighty, so that's 48 plus 6. So there's like 53,000 over on the day that Veve had made that they had just grossed from the drops, not including the secondary, which was absolutely wild. The Secret Rare Stan Lees are doing good. Everything seems to be doing quite well. Moving on here. Speaking of the Stan Lee drop, Bill Gardner had a really good idea saying, I had a thought this morning, what if the whole set of Stan Lee, you buy the whole set and you get the airdrop signature, kind of like you did for the Mickey Mouse signature, then you could burn it into anything that you wanted. As in, if you say, oh, here's a signature, let me put it on this particular comic, or let me put it on this particular thing. I think that'd be really dope. I think that'd be really, really cool. So for number 40, so sales on the day. JKill XRP sold his number 41 Bigfoot for 1,000 gems. Amazing. We had 2 sales for this really cool comic that came out today, which again goes for about $100 in CGC 9.8, but because it's super scarce on Veve, that's all people really care about. The number 42 sold for $600, and the number 41 sold for $1,650. Shout out to those people that were able to get that. A couple of whales are buying that as well. Like, you had multiple whales stacking multiples of these, which I'm not 100% sure why. It is a key comic, but again, I think the combination between it being super well known and the combination being, very scarce on Veve, it's one of the scarcest comics. I think that really helps. I might have messed up just for 200, but we shall see. JKill XRP has a number 42 Human Torch. He's taking offers for that. I would totally buy that if I wasn't going to buy this other additional thing. I guess I'll go over the Adam Warlock drama, I guess. So at first, it looked like people were getting sub 41s, and I was like, oh man, this is not good. Because similar to what they had with Dumbo, they had to go and gave him the gems they had for that, and they gave him really good mints, and they gave him additional gems for that, which Veve did not have to do. It's these types of things where you really see kind of people for who they are, where I just put out a post on Twitter, be like, hey guys, listen, this just happens to be one of those like banking error mistakes where if the bank accidentally deposits $10,000 into your account, what do you do? Like, that's not your money. The bank's going to want that back. They were going to reverse that extremely swiftly. In the military, every now and then, finance messes up all the time, but every now and then finance, most times they'll just forget to pay you and be like, hey, finance, can you help me out here? And they'll take their sweet time and they'll eventually pay you. Or they accidentally overpay you, in which case they just take it from you and they just yeah, bad times. Anyway, again, that's not your money. That is expected to be given back. You know, the bank will claw that back. So for Veve, if they were to accidentally give out some sub 41s, it is Veve stuff. They have every right to claw that back. And you see some people saying, yeah, I would sell that in a second and cash out. What are they going to do? Be advised that like, you're stealing. If you go and do that, that is a criminal offense. And God forbid you don't do that on like your own account. Let's say you have that, like you KYC'd your mom's account, you KYC'd your grandma's account to give you better chances on the drop, and you do that on your grandma's account, they're coming for grandma. Like, God forbid you go and do that on somebody else's account. Grandma's going bye-bye. Again, that's a crime. That's theft. Please don't do that. Anywho, moving on here. Also at Veve, so Alex was very talkative in Spaces the other night. He's very, very chatty. Gotta love it when he's like that. They will, and Dan even said so today on a interview with Marvel, and I'll get to the Marvel advertising in a second. So when you have we'll go with what Alex just said. He had said the other day on Spaces that, oh, hey, we're going to show off a little bit of the Viviverse, and it's going to be a Marvel showroom. So how they pulled this off is the fact that, remember last year when David and Dan were handing out the gold and silver Veve logo cards, and Marvel's like, hey, please no non-Marvel stuff at the booth, and they're like, okay, you know, we'll do it at other places. They had gone on, and the way that they got around this to be able to show off the Viviverse, which is going to be obviously everything, Marvel agreed to it, and they said like, hey, you can do that, but make sure it's all Marvel NFTs in that showroom or home space. It's whatever it is with Veve. So Viviverse will be premiering. I don't know when. I don't know what day that's going to be. Probably Saturday. But again, anything can happen. It's literally that type of week. Like, remember when I think it was like Nick Cannon who was posting like the VMAs? He just gives someone his watch. Like, anything can happen. It's that type of night. Same thing with San Diego Comic-Con. Dan got interviewed by Marvel before it was on their, well, I guess on their Instagram and on their Twitter. So on their Twitter, they posted like a 2.5-minute video just about Veve, and I'll actually read you the post right now. So there was a little bit of controversy. I don't really see why there is, but let me go and bring that up real quick. So Marvel, they have a ton of followers on Instagram, but on Twitter, it's still a decent amount. It's still 18 million. They went out and they posted a video of them, and it said ad at the end. So Veve officials taking over part of Marvel San Diego Comic-Con booth once again for another year of awesome digital collectible drops. They put hashtag ad, and there's our good friend Dan. We love him. He's a handsome man. Dan, no, you know what I mean. Oh, and speaking of which, behind the handsome Dan, there are some Marvel Mighties in the background. Anyway, sorry. Dan goes and he's looking very flawless in his Veve shirt. People were saying like, oh, why does Veve have to pay for ads? Guys, you have been wanting Veve to advertise for a long time. We all have. We've been waiting for it. And they finally do, and then you complain. It's like, oh, you get the girl to call you back, and then you complain because you don't like what she has to say. Like, you got to pick your poison there. Pick your fancy. So anyway, if they did charge whatever they charge Veve, I don't know what Marvel charges in order to get that on their Twitter, because they do have 18 million followers. It is quite a lot. And on the actual tweet, 137,000 impressions. That's a pretty decent amount. Anyway, this could be one of two things. Either they charge Veve the full amount, say like, hey, you're not special, and that's possible. Or they could be like, hey, you know, we know that Veve is, if we advertise for Veve, we are going to make money on that because of the secondary market, because et cetera, et cetera. So let's just charge them half price because we'll make money on that. Or they'll say like, hey, we'll give you like 10% off because yes, we're advertising for you and you have Marvel on there, but you don't just have Marvel on there. Like, you have other companies that we wouldn't see any profit for. Even though they are a Disney company, you know, this comes out of Marvel's advertising budget. And, or this comes out of, you know, whatever that they do. And if you sell a partner statue on there because you saw an ad for Marvel, Marvel doesn't get anything for that. Disney gets that, but yeah, Marvel doesn't get anything for that. If you see like a Batman, same thing. So, but the 18 million followers is good, but the 68 million followers over on Instagram, I think, is super awesome. Let me go to the Instagram and show you guys that real quick. I think it is 68. It might be a little, oh, so close to 69 million. So close. Don't say nice. It's too easy. Anyway, we have a little bit more stuff than that. Veve had gone on and said, we're aware of this morning's waitlist drop issues. We can confirm no sub 41 mints were delivered to any collectors, as this was an external UI issue. Thank you for your patience and understanding. That be advised, and there's people that are always going to complain, but this is how you test. You go out and you let it do its thing. Oh, hey, here's a bug. This is how we fix it, and that just happens. So, it's just something that happens. They do their thing. Nope, not gonna go over that. Alex had also mentioned that they will likely be doing away with the monthly update videos, which I think is fine because every now and then there's not that much to update. Like, and when there is stuff to update, they just roll it out. Like, they just do it. It's like, oh, waitlist here. Oh, crafting here. Burning here. So the next time that they have something, waitlist for comics here. So I like the fact that they do that. It's kind of like Viceroy Gunray saying, no need to report that to them until there is something to report. Talking about not telling them about the missing Jedi, Star Wars reference. I'm fine with them going and just rolling out an update whenever they want. And if they want to do a video once a quarter, I think that's fine too. The same way a lot of people like Tesla just had their Q2 earnings call recently. If Veve wants to go and say, hey, once per quarter, after the quarter ends, we'd like to go over things with you. This is what we did. This is how many licenses we onboarded. I think that'd be fun. I really would like them to do something like that. Obviously, they're super crazy busy this week, so they'll be able to go and be busy, and then they'll update us on further things after the weekend's over. Moving on. Pictures of my whales stuff. Moving on here. Veve was not the only company to have a drop today. You did have McFarlane, which did have a Superman drop, and everything that was on the McFarlane trailer looked great. The Todd McFarlane Batman that they had in the trailer looked better than our Batman. The Batmobile looked super crisp. Now that was in the trailer, and they didn't show Superman in the trailer, so this is not false advertising. The Superman, it looks fine. They had, again, if that was the only Superman that I've ever seen on the blockchain, I'd be like, oh, this is pretty dope. And it does look dope. It looks good. Ours just happens to look super crisp. Again, in their trailer, what they showed looks amazing. But the Superman was okay. And I have a couple of notes about the experience. There's Foster Hilt had posted a tweet before. And one of the, I guess somebody had messaged him this saying, by the way, the McFarlane buying experience was super stressful, scrambling to get Matic. Didn't have Matic even added, so had to find the contract to add to MetaMask. MetaMask won't swap my Ethereum because they have no available swaps or bids. Buying Matic on Coinbase, then they say you have to wait 7 days to withdraw, then sending my Ethereum to an exchange and waiting 120 confirms to withdraw, then finally got it in my wallet, then I bought. And in all that time, only 150 minted out of 80. And this isn't even an expensive drop. It's like $30 in Matic terms. So yeah, the Web3 people are really going to like it. Super easy for them. Oh, that's simple. When it gets to Matic, a lot of Web3 people already have it. It's not a ton. That'd be fine. But if you're going to want the masses to try to onboard on this, I just don't see that. It really makes you appreciate Veve's front end, where it's just, hey, credit card, PayPal, boom, that's it, whatever you need. So again, that being said, I am very, very excited to see what else they do. They are being interoperable everywhere. They do have that agreement with the Bat Cows. I think if you were a Bat Cow holder, I think you were whitelisted for this drop. Or if you bought other McFarlane stuff before then, you were whitelisted. But it's just, they get the good and the bad. And their process will get better. Like, it won't always be like this. Like, at some point, they will go on and say, oh, hey, there's a lot of people that are complaining they can't do this. And they'll put in a fiat on-ramp at some point. Not to piggyback too much on it, we had Robert Geach over on Facebook saying, didn't realize the complexity of using an interoperable NFT platform. You need to understand connecting wallets. You need to understand cryptocurrency Matic. You can see a floor price, but who knows how to find the floor. Veve is simple and easy to use. 1 gem is $1. Only 5% of the world understands crypto. I don't even think that much. And NFTs, thank goodness for Veve. Now 95% of the world can understand simple, easy, safe, closed environment. But again, people will really go and enjoy McFarlane once people get used to it, or once they have that fiat on-ramp onboarded very easily. Oh, also, I keep going and accidentally messing up certain things. So when I was talking about CoffeeZilla going and investigating Logan Paul, and I kept messing up which company it was going with. Be advised, Logan Paul had CryptoZoo, and that's the stuff that he's being investigated for. That's the stuff that he kind of rug pulled, I think, $1.8 million from. And then there's a company called MetaZoo, and MetaZoo is actually really cool. It's awesome. The fan base is super powerful. They're always at all these Comic-Cons. They always have a line. It's just something that I might have messed up in the past. Oh, also more on Dan speaking. We have a couple of people asking, I wonder why they mentioned crafting at San Diego Comic-Con. I hope we get a surprise. I think that would be pretty cool also. I don't know why he mentioned crafting, not mentioned Thanos, but yeah, I think that'd be fun. Also, where it says paid for by Veve on there, it is very possible that because Marvel and Veve have such a strong relationship, other companies might get a little salty and they might get jealous, be like, oh, hey, Veve, you have to pay for this, and then they charge them like $1 for something. Because if Marvel goes and they do advertising for Veve and they show that it's not a paid advertisement, other companies might be like, hey, Marvel, what the fudge? Can you do that for us? And Marvel might not just want that headache. Kind of similar like in Deadpool 2 when the invisible person was like Brad Pitt and you see him like, for like 1 second. He got paid a cup of coffee for that. That was it. So I think that something similar could be happening there. Again, I don't know. It would be really cool to see what their advertising budget is, what they paid for that, if there was a handshake deal with Marvel. Again, I think that would be really fun. Foster Hill goes and posts, did I just hear that correctly? You can also experience these characters in VR in the Marvel virtual showroom. Could we be seeing Marvel branded showroom or first sneak peek of Viviverse at San Diego Comic-Con? It does appear to be so. He says he's booking his ticket as he speaks. Wild. Oh, also at San Diego Comic-Con, there is this epic Thanos with the gauntlet. I don't see if there's any actual gems in. Oh, there do appear to be the Infinity Stones in there. And this Thanos could be yours for $60,000. There's only 5 of them, so that's why it has that price point. Oh, on the blockchain, it shows, and thankful to Veve low mint feed for posting this. I don't know who bought the number 41 of the new comic that we had today, the Venom Lethal Protector. I don't know who bought that. I know who sold it. It was a buddy of mine. But the number 42, it was from a collector that had 4,000 collectibles and comics. So you have whales that do be moving in silence, though. Not all whales are public. Oh, and other stuff up for sale is the mint number 42 from Metamars of the Luke Skywalker rare. Those that want to ball out. He is open to offers, so I'm just looking at that right now. And he has it up there for $4,900. He said he's open to offers, so I could definitely see him going quite a bit lower, maybe even $1,000 down to below 4K. That's not bad. That's a pretty not bad price. The 43 is out of reach. I'll never sell mine unless somebody buys the whole set of number 43s. So if you didn't want to buy mine for $1,100, you could buy his number 42, a much more prestigious number, for however much. Shoot him a message. We have Sergio Rodriguez saying, what else can you turn $7 into $300 within minutes? Veve had a Venom comic book drop about an hour ago for $7, sold 1,000 editions, technically it was 900. 30 minutes later, the floor went above 300. That's an over 40x return on the initial $7 investment. But they say Veve is dead. Yeah, come on, Paul Barron. I thought Veve was dead. What the heck? Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.